Having just played a couple of blues etudes in the key of E from Hal Leonard's Book 2, Lost in the Shuffle and the Pentatonic Leads, we might as well look at one of my favorites. This is called Texas Rock. It's from a book called Blues You Can Use, a really excellent book on blues etudes. This is the first song in the book. It's got a little bit of an idea of Pride and Joy from Stevie Ray Vaughan. We're combining, just like we did in Lost in the Shuffle, a low note riff with the chords. We're going to use E7s. You can use the E7 with 2 fingers. But the book recommends the E chord with the D added with the pinky. That's the one I use. A7 as well. The normal A with a G on the top. Often I'll just bar this. I'll use a regular B7. In the book they play this straight, I believe, if I recall correctly. But I'm going to swing it. This goes along with Grand Finale at the end of Hal Leonard's Book 1. That song had the riff 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. With that same swing style, I'm going to do Texas Rock, and then you can put the two together as a medley, go from one to the other. We can work in the Book 2 songs that we just looked at in the key of E as well. I'm going to add another song later on called Rock Me Mama, also in E, and you could smash them all together. As you go through one 12-bar pattern and into the next in a medley, it'll sound like an arrangement where you're improvising over and over again different choruses. It won't make you a blues expert by any means, but you're going to sound pretty competent and pretty legit in the style to anybody listening. So we're looking at, again, the E pentatonic minor. E, G, A, B, D, E, G, A, B, D, E, G. As you know, that's also G pentatonic major. The licks in there, as we just heard in Hal Leonard, sound like G major, but in this case we're using them for E minor or E blues. We're adding the blue note here. The flat 5 in E is B flat. It's a chromatic note between the A and the B. Those are 2 pentatonic notes. The B flat, the tritone note, or the flat 5, is jammed in between. I didn't draw it on the top octave, where you've seen it before as well, just because it only shows up in the song in the bottom octave. So the riff starts on beat 2. It's a pickup, and it's in swing, just going up the scale. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. You land on the E note on beat 1, and we'll make an E chord. They actually have the chord playing on beats 2 and 3, holding for a half note, and then on 1 of the next bar, so it goes 2, 3, 4, 1. I like to anticipate that last chord. So I'll be playing it on the and of 4. Rather than write this out twice, I just told you play it 2 times. I've got my little 2x there, 2 times. So we go up the scale and hit the chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Like the other songs, we're going to use the same riff, but we're landing on an A for the 4 chord. So this is actually still in the E7 section. We start on beat 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and now we switch to the A7 with the open A string. So it says to repeat the E7 line. While we do so, this is still during the A7 portion. Now we're on E. And then we're down here running toward the B. We're still on beat 2 of the last E7 though. There's your blue note. Landing on the B like we did in Lost in the Shuffle. I'll do 2 chords of B7 and anticipate my A7. 2, 3, 4, and then repeat the E7 line to finish. 2 and 3, 4 and 1. And that's the whole song. Here it is again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. grand finale tagged on the end there, of course. See you guys later.